Few missions matter more than helping people live healthier, happier, and longer lives. But turning that mission into reality at scale is one of the greatest challenges of our time. In this podcast, I speak with the people who are taking that challenge head on. Health entrepreneurs who have dedicated their personal and professional lives to creating maximal impact. The true impact junkies. My name is Daniel. Join me as I talk with these health entrepreneurs about the story behind the mission, the wins, the losses, the ups and the downs, with the hope of inspiring many more people to join the mission and the health revolution. Today's guest is Nydén, a Swedish health entrepreneur and founder of MandyFit, who has a lot of experience within this space and a history of being very transparent and telling both the upsides and the downsides of the journey. Welcome to Impact Junkies. Amanda.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to Copenhagen. Welcome back. It's always a great energy when you're here. How do you enjoy Copenhagen?
Thank you so much. I love being here, and it's like I mentioned for you yesterday, like the energy here at all the Lenus offices is it's so energizing to just be here. So I think it's just reciprocated.
Welcome back. And I mean, we're going to get into a lot of aspects of your journey and what a journey it's been over the past 6.5 years, at least in this space. But you've been in health, in fitness, in training others for much longer than that, which we'll get into. But I wanted to share some stuff with you beforehand, because we haven't spoken about before. Because you've had quite an impact in those 6.5 years. Within 6.5 years, you have helped over 6,000 total clients, around 6,300 women in particular. If we string all their coaching together, that's about 3,500 years of coaching.
Really?
End to end, which is like early Bronze Age or something for the historians, you know. And I mean, when looking at the stats, I can see that there's also a lot of care and communication that goes into those clients. There's about 11.5 messages per client per month, which is quite frequent. So you're in touch with them, you and your team are talking with them. And I had the team look through some of the stats, and already only Monday, you had 94 clients say thank you explicitly for the change that you've created in them.
Really?
Exactly.
That's beautiful.
One last thing that I have is that you've got them moving. They have walked or tracked around 4.5 billion steps. That's 86 times around the world.
Whoa!
that your clients have walked.
That's great.
So
yeah,
that's
steps
a lot.
are great.
That's a long
so
road.
I'm happy with that.
What are your thoughts about that?
That's amazing. Wow, I didn't know that. Okay. Now I know what I work with.
I'll say that's impact, right? I mean, and these numbers are only from online coaching.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it doesn't tell anything about what you've done before that, all the group fitness and coaching hours that you've also had as a personal trainer. So one thing that really strikes me, or one thing I'd like to hear from you, is over that evolution of your journey as a health entrepreneur, what is, would you say, one thing which has always stayed constant for you?
For me, or for the women that I've coached?
Yeah, for you as a coach, as a health entrepreneur.
I mean, for me, it's always it always has been about growing and evolving and doing more. I think it's a passion of mine. Just feel that I'm doing something more all the time, for more women. How can I make an impact even better or even more? How can I reach out to even more women? You know, so I think that has been something that's been with me all of the time.
Always.
And yeah.
And with that pattern and the numbers I just shared with you, right? Do you sometimes stop up and just actually reflect on what you've achieved so far, or is that tricky to do?
I think I'm kind of bad at that, actually. Celebrating the small wins.
Yeah.
I'm working on those. Definitely. Sometimes, of course, I'll look back and can see the patterns, and I love looking back and when I can see the patterns where it all ended up with. It's beautiful to see that journey, but yeah, I'm not sitting down reflecting as much as I could do, for sure. So I'm happy you told me the stats, and I need to bring them to the team and tell them.
You just reflect on those for a sec. So I think three things that stand out to me are, a desire for your own self-improvement, right? Your desire to help others on a path of improvement or, getting to a better life. And also, I guess I can say a bit of a competitive edge.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it
you
is.
know,
Yeah.
and a desire to just do more and do better.
Yeah.
Which I'm curious about where that started, right? So if you take me back to where you imagine like that desire to perform, or where was that expressed first, like when you were young?
I think it was. I mean, that was of course in an early age. I think when I grew up, I think it was a lot of like compliments about like how good you were, like when you were playing soccer or when you were like dancing or like performing in some way, and I got appreciated by that. But then, for me, I've always been very interested in like seeing how far I can get, I guess. So when I started group fitness, I think that was like the first step, honestly, where I wanted to have like more competitors around me to measure myself in a way. Am I doing this good, or am I doing this like great? Am I doing a great impact here or not?
Interesting.
So when I started, I was living in a quite like small city. And I realized, okay, so the only like group fitness class there is the one that I have here this evening tonight. And there's no other classes anywhere in the city. So therefore, my class is full. But it's not. Is it because of me, or is it just because it's the only
Right.
like
You
class
didn't
open?
have like explicit proof that they were there for you.
So that was like the first thing that came to me. Like I wanted to become better and improve myself and have a more impact on women. So I realized I need to like move to a bigger city to have more competitors and to learn more and like see how others are like performing and meet new people around me.
Let's dive a bit more, and I just want to take a little step back to the whole performance element, because you mentioned dancing. Like, were you competitive in dancing as well?
No, not as much,
Yeah.
actually. I think that is like more my creative side of me. So of course, I love like performing, but it's not in a competitive way. I've never competed in dancing.
Okay.
Yeah.
You mentioned the small city, right? And I think there's and your desire to measure yourself. It's which is quite interesting, because growing up in Scandinavia,
Yeah.
I've lived here since I was 15 as well. So it's kind of clear that there's something about a Scandinavian mindset, which I guess you can call it an unwritten rule of humility.
Yeah.
Or being humble somehow.
Yeah.
And you
Jantelagen.
which doesn't translate very well.
No.
But you don't seem to fit that mold, right? Is that something you experienced early, or how have you kind of lived with that?
I think I was kind of pissed off when I grew up, and I realized like it's such a like fixed mindset around me, and I think I didn't have that at all when I grew up, or I realized it quite early, that okay, I can actually shift my mindset. And I can have a more growth mindset, and therefore I can also see more opportunities around me. So, but it was challenging, like living in that like small city, and especially like within my family as well. Just breaking the patterns and doing stuff that they haven't done or haven't seen before, or like moving to different like cities or countries even.
So you had to break patterns even within your own family.
Yeah.
What was that like?
No, I was questioned a lot, and it was a lot of like arguments, but I was so sure, and I just have this drive inside, I feel like. So it doesn't matter what no one else says. I just know that this is something that I need to do and to explore and see where I'll go if I take the next leap, I guess.
It sounds very mature.
Yeah.
I mean, knowing that, okay, growth mindset, I can be more. And then, like, where does that just come from you? Because sometimes it's personality and other times it's environment.
No, of course. I think it's definitely like personality. I think it's a curiosity of like, of life, of how far I can get, but also I have this, I have this like inner drive, and when I, do something, I want to do it fully and completely, just to see how far I can get or what else will be there on the other side. If I don't try, I will never know. So it's the curiosity there too. Like, you know.
You have to take the leap.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But you saw something in group fitness.
Yeah.
Right, which caught your eye and you wanted to get into. Talk to me about that. Like, what drew you to that part of things?
The group fitness part.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was basically from the dancing part. So I was doing dancing in high school for 3 years, and we did a lot of like workouts there. So I realized like in my last year there that I love the strength training that we had, but I also love like
it starts to feel a bit more.
Yeah. I was really great at doing push-ups. And then also I love performing and being on stage. And then so my next thought was like, how can I combine the two of them? And it's like group fitness classes. That's the perfect way to go. You know, then I have the both of them.
And if you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it well. So that's so interesting. You're in a small town. You have the one group fitness class, but you can't really measure if it's good or not. So you decide to make a shift.
Yeah.
You could have, stayed and be comfortable.
Yeah.
And basically be the queen.
No.
Or the big fish in a small pond.
Yeah, it's true.
But you chose not to.
Yeah.
And move. Because you were driven for more. Like, what did that decision look like? Because you're moving cities, right? You wanted to move to a larger city to be able to measure yourself in relation to others. Tell me about that.
No, I think that's what is it really? What was the question?
Oh, no problem. Well, I was just trying to uncover like that, what that process looked like, because this is going on in your own head. You could have just been comfortable and had full class, but you're saying you're reaching out to someone and saying, can we go to a bigger city where there's more competition, more competitors, so I can see how I match up. Right? So just tell me, what did that process look like, and where did you go?
Yeah, no, I think it's also due to like the small-minded mindset, like in the small cities, that I also wanted to move to a bigger city just to see if I could find like like-minded people as well. Right. So that it was both like having like the competitors and also like learning and seeing other people doing the same thing, and getting in there and just going on their classes and to see what I could just pick out and do it myself.
Did you get that then? Where you moved to Gothenburg? Right?
Yeah, I moved to Gothenburg. So the one of the teachers that I had for one of the courses when I went to one of the group fitness classes when I was becoming like a teacher myself, I just asked her honestly, like, do you know any place where I can move? And she's like, yeah, I have a spot right here. You can move immediately if you want to. I'm like, yeah, let's go. So I think it was like the next day I took a train
that's quick.
to Gothenburg and had an interview. I got a job, and then the next week I just moved. So it goes quickly, but And
what was it then like? Now you're in a bigger city. You can measure yourself. Do you find like-minded people, and do you stack up?
Yeah, I loved it. And it was absolutely what I've dreamed about. There I was with like so many like-minded people around me, and I felt like energized, and also like something shifted in me. Like, this is where I'm supposed to be, Like, yes, it was right. The thought that I had, the feeling that I had, the gut feeling was right. I was supposed to move. Right. So right there and then, I could just shake it off. Like, just listen to your guts.
Amazing.
Tells you.
Amazing. So that was kind of your journey into health and fitness and helping others. Yeah. So where did you take it from there?
And there, so group fitness, that was like the first. And then I realized, okay, if I'm gonna be a group fitness like teacher here, I want to do the push-ups on toes. I want to be the one that could be like the inspiration for all of the participants in the group class to watch me lifting the heaviest weights, So I started like strength training on the side of the classes as well, just to be stronger and be the inspiration for them and like show them like you can do this too. So then I realized, what if I become like a personal trainer? Because then I get to know like the exact, technique around all the stuff that I can use in the group fitness class. And also I had a lot of participants asking me a lot of questions around technique and injuries and everything. And I realized if I have the personal trainer education with me, then I can definitely help them, but I can also have our own hours together, so I can have them in the gym as well, so I can combine the two of them.
So you start building a little business ecosystem
Yeah.
around yourself. Did you always have that business mindset? Because now you're basically creating a bit of a funnel around it, right? From group fitness to personal training. The PT clients can be on the group fitness, and suddenly you have a good setup going on around yourself.
I think so. Already when I was a kid, I took some tree sticks, and I glued small stones on there and had the eyes on them. And then I went to a store in this small city and hey, can you sell them for me? And they did.
They did?
Yeah.
So you made money.
Yes, I made money out of roots, basically. But it's hey, if you don't question, you will never know.
Okay. So you've always had this entrepreneurial gene.
I guess so, yeah.
From sticks and stones to business in Gothenburg. Oh, very interesting.
Yeah.
All right. So this, the training and the competitive drive, where did that lead you to? Because I know at some point you got into to bikini fitness. Was that in Gothenburg or within that
wasn't.
area? What did that look like?
Yeah. I was working as a personal trainer for 1.5, 2 years before I then moved to Los Angeles and to study, basically. And when UCLA, the extension course that they have is only 3-4 hours in the afternoon. So I had basically my whole day to just work out and enjoy life in Los Angeles, living life basically.
Nice.
So I continue, of course, going to the gym. Decided to have an apartment very close to Gold's Gym because now I was so into strength training and I loved it. So why not just go to the mecca of
the
it
place
all.
to be? Because now, I mean, you've been in fitness for a while, so going to LA, which also definitely has a very different mindset to Gothenburg, and putting yourself in a position where you're in the heart of the golden era of bodybuilding was in Gold's Gym, right?
Yeah.
So what was that shift like for you?
Yeah, that was also amazing. That was because I just had the sense of Los Angeles is something that fits me well, with the lifestyle and the mindset as well. So I was so happy and to get there. It took a while because I had to do 4 English tests before and so on. But luckily I went there and the shift and the lifestyle that I dreamed about basically. But yeah, so at Gold's Gym I started to work out, and then I actually had a guy who was coaching bikini fitness girls, and he asked me do you want to do this? And I was yeah, maybe that could be fun, but if I'm gonna do it, it should be this place, right? Definitely. So so I did my first competition.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts about bikini fitness and that before? Because I think as it's been, for example, in Denmark, it's very niche, right?
Yeah.
And then you move to Gold's Gym, which is a very different environment, right? Everyone's, it's more ingrained in the culture, the desire to want to perform or to want to shape your body in a certain way is totally accepted and more the norm, which is opposite to where you came from.
Yeah.
So I guess this whole aspect of fitting in is very different. Did you experience that? Or?
For sure. I mean, in Gothenburg, I had a lot of people asking me, "Are you competing soon?" Because they saw that I was getting more shredded and muscly and everything. But I was no, why would I bikini fitness? That's no, that's not for me, But then when I went to Gold's Gym and I found that, or when I went to Gold's Gym and saw all these people walking around there living and breathing the lifestyle basically, and I got questioned again, I felt okay, so now I'm at the right place. And it's definitely a different mindset around it. in Sweden especially, it's like bikini fitness or bodybuilding. It's like it's not as money like do it, and you don't talk about it as much. It's like, yeah, you don't even call it a sport.
Yeah.
But in Gold's Gym, it was completely different. You got like cheered on if you were supposed to compete or.
And I guess
whatever.
also just the mindset
Yeah.
that you said that you had to break free from earlier, the like limiting mindset
Exactly.
of I want to do something,
Yeah.
but there's doubt.
Yeah.
I think beyond bikini fitness, that's definitely also a mindset which is pretty different
It is.
in LA and in
Yeah.
the States.
Yeah.
Right? So
US is different in that way, and I love that with them as well. Like they can just come up and ask you what do you do, or what do you want to do, or what do you have as a goal, and whatever you tell them, they're like, that's amazing, you know. And that's you just want to hear that and like be cheered on, no matter like if you agree on what the goal should be or not. But it's like, yeah, they're so open-minded, and I love
doubt
that.
somehow. You can kind of get more validation in your own thought of, okay, I want to try this.
They believe in me, so I should that too, you know.
So you did it. You went all in.
I
and
went
you're like,
all
if I'm
in.
going to do this, I'm in the right place to do it.
Yeah, and I'm going to do it completely. That was like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it fully. That was like the main thing that I had in mind.
And what did that look like then?
Well, I did my first competition, and I came second.
That's a solid start
for
your first competition.
That's kind of good.
Yeah, pretty good.
And so then I was like, yeah, this is kind of fun, you know, like having a goal and, you know, a plan to follow. And then you have like this time to do all of the stuff. And, you know, it was different, but I liked it. And especially in LA, because the lifestyle is so much easier to just do your morning walks outside. It's always sunny, you know, and also like, the open-minded mindset that is everywhere and around you, and Gold's Gym, the people around you were cheered you on. But then I was like, okay, if I'm gonna continue doing this, I'm gonna go for pro.
All right.
Yeah.
And did you decide this after your first competition?
No, I think it was on the second competition, because then I went third. So I was like, okay, I'm kind of good at this, I guess. So
explain a bit. Also for me and others who don't quite know exactly what that then requires, what does that look like actually? You make a decision to go to become a pro.
Yeah.
What does that take?
It's a long journey to begin with, most often at least. Like some of the girls just have it all just from the beginning, of course. I didn't. I had to work out for a few more like years to build more muscle and finding my own frame and so on. So, but yeah, it's basically you start doing these like competition, and you are like in the what do you call it? I can't remember the names of it now. But for the beginners, or you know, then you get measured. So if it's height, so if the length, you're basically like competing against. So you need to win your like height class. And then if you win that one, you're then competing against the other classes. And if you win that one, then you can become like the pro.
So you're traveling around to different shows. You're working out.
Yeah.
Where are you as a person in that process, right? Are you just enjoying it all out because now you're trying to achieve a goal? It's also a bit tough. Like it's not an easy
tough.
premise.
Yeah.
Tell me a bit more about what that actually looks like.
Well, the journey, I started at 2013 competing, and I got my pro card. I think it was 2018.
Okay, so
it's 5 years, and it's 5 years back to back, on a diet, on a plan, competing every season basically. So it was fun sometimes, but it was also hard. Yeah, it was. Sometimes it was just awful, and I was questioning myself so much, like, why am I doing this? What is it worth it? You know. And some of the days you just want to quit and you don't want to do it at all. And some other days it's just like you're living life. You have so much energy, and you can see all the things that you've done, and you start to see the results out of it, and you're enjoying it, and you're getting closer to the goal. So you just can't quit now. You know, it's so close. So you just got to do it so you can see, okay, how will this end up when I go on stage?
That's also a bit. I mean, you said you went back to back, right? And not a lot of off seasons at that time,
No.
right? So you're getting closer to achieving a goal, traveling, getting validated. It's working, right? But this also comes at a cost when you're working that hard at something.
Yeah.
Right? What did that
like
cost look
mentally for sure. Like you start questioning yourself, you start like valuing yourself on how you look for sure. And since I was doing it for such a long time back to back, I lost my period, so I didn't have that for like 4 years, I guess. And also at the end of it, when I was getting closer to the pro card, I developed like eating disorder, like binge eating, and
Because you're so keeping yourself so depleted, and then there's a desire to do
and
the opposite.
bulimia, exactly, because I was so hungry, and it was just my body telling me like, hey, you need more energy, and so I was like, fuck, I need to eat, but I need the pro card, you know. So I was battling with myself for a while, and I was just doing it quietly. No one knew, and I was still like, even if I was binging, it was like, okay, sweet potatoes, oats, you know. I was still within the plan somewhat, but it was also such a struggle for me to just accept that this is not the right thing for you to do. Like your body's telling you you're not feeling well. But I was getting so close to the pro cards, and like, I'm gonna get it no matter what. It's like, now I'm so close. I've done this like 5 years. You can't quit now, you know?
That's quite a, you know, there's two voices, almost like two an angel and something else on each shoulder. Someone saying, this is not good for your body, or because there's pretty clear signals that, you know, something's up, right? When you lose your period with the eating disorders and so on, but still getting close to a goal. But did you talk with anyone about that, or did you just have that in your own mind, like, okay, I balance these priorities. I hear that this is not, or I hear the signals from my body, but I want to get the pro card. What did that look like?
No, actually, when I realized myself, like, okay, now I'm getting into an eating disorder pattern here, so I need to go to a therapist and talk to someone. So I went to a CBT therapist, so she could help me. But it was weird. I was
how so?
No, but I went there and was like, okay, so I have this problem. I'm developing this eating disorder, or like, I'm binge eating, but I can't because I have this pro card that I'm gonna get. So could you just help me to fix this pattern? And she was like, well, I can't, you know, it's, what should you say? And I was so dedicated.
You're putting it's a hard premise, right? I have this and this, but I'm still gonna do it.
but I got a textbook, and I read, and I got some patterns and tools that I could use, and it of course helped me. But I didn't like get rid of it. It was still there because if I like continue like being like that, like tiny and like under eating for such a long time, you need to gain weight, and you need to eat a lot to stabilize your hormones and everything. So that was something that I had to take care of later on, basically.
But still, I guess, did you have a desire for some kind of balance?
Yeah, of course. At the end of like the pro season, because then when I became pro, I started to compete as a pro as well, because then the next step was Olympia, of course.
All right, let's linger on that for a second. Tell me about becoming a pro first, because now, I mean, this is a 5-year journey. Right? Grind, traveling, breaking your body down, performing, on to the next show. When did you finally get your pro card, and what was that like? What did you feel at that point?
First, like, it has been really, really hard, but I'm so happy that I did all these years, because it taught me so much about myself.
What did you learn?
I learned so much about just pushing through sometimes. It's so worth it. You can have a goal, and you can put a timeline on it, but you might not like reach your goal in time or whenever you want it to. But if you never quit, and if you continue, and if you have like challenges on the way, you will find a way to get through them. And eventually, like if you don't give up, you will get there. But it can take like 1 year or 5 years or 10 years, no matter what. So that has been something that I definitely like brought into the business. Like, okay, I can put these goals up for myself in the business, but I can tell you if it's going to be within 1 year or 5 years or 10 years, but I can have it there.
Right.
And there will be challenges, and there will be days where I will quit. And there will be days that's like amazing and you're on a high. But the more you do it and you'll never give up, you will eventually like reach your goals and get there. So it's been like the gritty mindset, and it's just been like so important for me when it comes to the business.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I think also learning, it sounds like, because some people often, and I'm sure you hear that with clients as well, right? It's the bumps along the road might look like failure.
Yeah.
Or even bring people to the point of quitting, right? But it seems like what you've really learned is that the key step is setting the goal.
Yeah.
Right? Set the goal, maybe set some milestones along the way,
Yeah.
and then just try.
Exactly.
And keep trying.
Yeah, and instead of like seeing the challenges as mistakes and a reason to quit, it's something you definitely can sit down and reflect on and learn about. And when you get to that point again, you now have like so much more experience around it, so you know how you can act about it and get through it like faster or whatever.
Yeah.
So
amazing.
Yeah.
So the pro card was the goal.
Yeah, that was the goal.
I mean, sometimes when you achieve a goal, kind of it's like the air can go a bit out of the balloon.
Yeah.
Or you set a new goal.
Yeah.
What did you do?
I set a new goal. I did, but I realized quite early that I was kind of done.
Okay.
It was the pro card, honestly, for me to just get
that was the achievement.
Yeah, that was the achievement. And it was amazing. Like, it was in India, New Delhi, that I got my pro card. It was a journey to get there, but eventually when I was there, I was so sure that this is the day. Now it's the time. I'm so amazed about the mindset that I had around like that competition, because I had like so many challenges around it, like with the traveling and luggage get lost, and bikinis wasn't like in my hotel room before like 10 hours before the competition.
And you're totally depleted
exactly
in prep,
depleted.
Right? Yeah.
We didn't have a Wi-Fi, so I couldn't text my coach, and she was in US, so I didn't really know how to do all the prep before the competition and everything. So it was a lot of struggles, but I just told myself, okay, this is just like universe telling me okay, how bad you want this. That was the only like mindset that I had. I'm just gonna show you. I'm gonna show myself that I'm gonna get this, and no matter what, I'm not gonna quit.
And you've been through so much at that time, so it's like it's do or die.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing.
So
but the pro card was kind of what you went for. What was that like, realizing that, okay, I guess it's not Olympia, and figuring out, well, what is it then?
Yeah.
Right, because that can be a challenge for athletes, right, or people who are competitive. It becomes, there's a lot of not just the process of chasing a goal, but also the identity that goes with that.
Definitely.
Right? And if you stop chasing a goal, well, suddenly, do I then lose some of that identity, and what is it then?
Yeah.
How did you experience that?
No, that was it was a hard time for sure, especially with the identity. I think like all athletes, and especially like athletes within like bigger sports, also like when they have like teams around themselves. And I was just doing this solo, so it's nothing else like that comes with it more than like the traveling and the memories, of course. But it was an identity shift that was really hard, because I've been valued for my body and my looks for so many years now. So I thought that was the only thing that I had, basically. So it was really hard to gain back the weight to become like a normal weight again. Just that was a big struggle in the beginning, and also like with the hormonal shifts that started just for my body to respond again and work. And that was also like a roller coaster to get to know your body again on a new level, I guess.
I'm curious about two things, because one thing which I've also seen is you were also quite transparent at that time about like the other side, the cost side, you can say, of that form of training. Because there's a lot of, glamour
It is.
and
Yeah.
you put on the show face, right? Smile on your face, and you're doing well,
Yeah.
which is like potentially the exact opposite of how you feel
Exactly.
on stage,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
But
yeah,
also
yeah,
in the
yeah.
build up and the process.
Yeah.
But you actually, like, as far as I understand, communicated about the flip side or the other side of that.
Yeah, yeah, I
Why
did.
why was that important for you to do
I
that?
hated seeing girls like pretending it was easy. It was not. It was not easy at all. And I was also like coaching girls in Sweden at that time, like in a novice level. And I told them like, if you want to do this, it's gonna be hard, and it's like it might not be worth it. And I don't recommend you to do it, honestly, because it can break you down for sure, like mentally and physically. But if you want to do it, let's go for it. But
That's very honest. And
yeah,
it's very
no, I think it's
transparent.
very important for especially young girls to know what it actually is, because on social media it looked like you all just had these like glitter bikinis and you were happy and you were shredded and whatever. But honestly, most of the days it was only for me just doing my morning cardio, went back home, or I did a Barry's class because I was teaching like Barry's classes at that time. So then I was up like at 4 a.m. in the morning, did my cardio, then I had Barry's class, then I had some breakfast, then I went to the gym and did my second hour at the gym. And then I went back home and I was laying in like my couch rest of the day, basically.
To
Not
recover
moving.
enough to train again.
Exactly, because so tired and depleted, and no social life whatsoever, because I don't have the energy. I couldn't like eat the same thing that they did, so I felt like it's just awkward me being there. So it's better for me to just stay here, and also
So quite a big cost.
yeah, it was.
You spoke about young girls like seeing something and not realizing what it actually takes, or maybe being misinformed. Do you think there's still a lot of that going on? Not necessarily only in bikini fitness, but just in the space that we're in general. That you see something on social media, but don't necessarily get the honest truth about this actually requires X, Y, and Z.
Of course, absolutely, and just with the online coaching for sure too. I think it's very common that people think that it's way easier than it looked like. Of course, it depends also on how big business you want to like create. But it's not like only to have the online coaching business and then just live in Spain or move like travel around and just enjoy life, because you still need to do your hours. You still need to check in. You still need to take care of your clients and do all the work that's behind the scenes. You just see like the picture on social media where you're sitting at the beach, like texting your like clients, but you don't understand the other side of it, like all the hours creating the plans or like chatting with them or like having like struggles with the team or whatever it is. It's a lot of like other stuff that goes with it. Yeah.
Basically, just clarify something for me a bit, because all the way through getting, being in LA, working towards your pro card and all of that process, you were actually coaching women at the same time.
Yeah.
We haven't spoken a lot about that.
Yeah.
So what did you do there? You coached them online or how?
Yeah, I did. So already when I moved to Los Angeles, I realized like I had these clients at the gym that I loved like helping out with whatever they had as a goal. And I want to continue doing that. So I was like, maybe I'll just try do this online, like bring them online. So yeah, I started with the emails and like the WhatsApp groups and, my own like PDFs that I created.
The old school duct tape solution, like they would piece together all these tools.
It was so messy, but it was at least a start, and I could continue like doing my side business that I wanted to, because like the coaching for me was something else. I just felt like, wow, this is such a big difference. Now I have like a person that I can follow the whole journey, and I can help her, and I can see her grow into becoming that person she wants to be.
It's an interesting balance, because we spoke a bit before about not having some form of balance in your own life, but personally. But when getting a pro card is all about you, having coaching, which is all about someone else, is a good way of like striking a balance between the two. Actually, right? You know, and giving and creating some change there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were coaching there, and did you have a thought that you wanted to do more of that? Or
For
what did that
sure.
look like?
Yeah. I realized very early on, like, the coaching side, that was something else. Like having someone so close to me, and I can see like how big of a change I actually could help them to create within themselves. That was so fascinating. So I wanted it to do more. And when I was competing all of these years and I was still continue like coaching, I realized, wow, this is passion. This is something else. I'm not doing this for the money. This is something that I enjoy doing. I want to like follow them. I want to see them grow. So I decided, like closer to when I was becoming a pro, that okay, when I'm like done with this, I'm gonna like do this completely. I'm gonna go into like the online coaching side of it full time.
So did you make that decision at that point, or were you kind of torn between different opportunities, or
No,
what did that look like?
I actually got a very good like job opportunity that I had that was very well paid, and I had the big question mark of like this online coaching business that I have no clue of if I could earn any money of it, if I could be full time with it or whatever it was. And so I had these two options, but I was like, I just gotta try. I just gonna take the leap and see what happens. The curiosity again. It just hits me, and like if I'll never try, I will never know. So let's go for it.
Right. That good old mindset,
Yeah.
which you had from before.
Yeah.
If I don't try, I won't know. But talk to me about that leap, what that looked like, and then potentially some of the doubts that you might have, because there's a lot of questions there. Right? You have something safe, a good job offer, pays well, right? And then you have all of this insecurity, but which is also built on some passion, right? So how did you make that decision, and when did you make it?
Yes, I was starting to take on like more and more clients, and the closer I got to the pro card, basically. And also I had like sponsorships for the pro card. So I had some money that I still earned. So I could like see that I can at least like make some money from somewhere until I like reach this amount of clients. So I actually have a salary to lean on.
Right.
But of course it was big doubts, but I also realized that it is a journey and it will take a while. It's like the novice level of me, like in bikini fitness. Like I won't reach the pro card at the first year for sure. But when I got contacted from Lenus and I heard about it, I was like, this sounds too good to be true. I'm like, are you for real? Or are you like scamming me, or what is this? So I had a meeting actually with my CAM
Which
3
is
or
a
4
key account
times.
manager,
Yeah. So 3 or 4 times before I decided to actually join, because I was like, no, it sounds too good. It's something shitty around this.
and just to draw things back to the what you mentioned earlier in your journey with often doubts coming not from you but from people around you.
And
Is that also something you experienced?
Exactly. That's so true. It was everyone else was asking me. They were like, no, it's too good to be true. But I was like, I had this meeting. It sounds amazing, and I think it's a good way to go. But they were like, don't really know. So then I was questioning myself. So that's true.
Yeah.
But then I just jumped on it and was like, we got to see. We got to try.
If I don't try, I'll never know.
Exactly. So and it was the best decision I ever made.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then you're off to a journey from there, because things went well.
Yeah.
Right.
It
and
did.
Basically, now you're kind of you're on the journey to achieving a new goal, right? And what did that look like? Because you've been an online coach now for 6.5 years, and like you mentioned before, with getting a pro card, anything else, there's a journey in that, starting by yourself and then growing and growing, getting a team and all of that.
Yeah.
What did you learn along some of those initial steps there?
A lot. Oh my God, I have grown up during those years, and my business as well. But it's also a lot of that it's like the best therapist is to be an own business owner, I guess, sometimes, because you realize so much about yourself just having your own business.
Right.
That
How so?
you like if you're a people pleaser, or if you're like how you're handling like stress or anxiety, like arguments, how you're doing team building, you know, it's a lot of stuff that you then like suddenly need to react on or act on, and depending on who you are as a person, you act on it differently.
Yeah.
And so you learn so much about yourself, like, okay, I'm a people pleaser, or I just want everyone to be happy in here, so I'll just do everything myself, so the team won't be stressed, you know?
Yeah.
But it doesn't work. I need
which
to
isn't
delegate.
leadership, right?
Yeah, it's leadership. And then suddenly you realize, okay, some different people, depending on if I'm business or if I'm Mandy outside, like just being me. And as a leader, I need to be more direct and, you know, clear about my thoughts or directions that we're heading to, instead of just, you know, trying to be as nice and happy and, you know, like cuddly with them all of the time. It's it is for sure a journey, but it's been
interesting. You mentioned
so cool.
more or less a couple of personas there, right? So saying whether I'm being business, being Mandy, or being outside. Has that been a process as well? Because it's a bit of a tricky scenario, you can say, being in your situation, because you are the face of the business.
Yeah.
You are also just Amanda, right? So there's MandyFit, there's Amanda, and navigating that. What does that journey look like for you?
It is sometimes still a bit of a struggle, to be honest, because sometimes you have like things happen to you like in your personal life, and then you're supposed to go and record some ads the same day. So you need to like leave everything that has happened the day before the same day and just become Mandy, like for MandyFit, trying to inspire people and talk about that stuff, you know? So it's a lot of like faces sometimes that I need to put on. And what I realized is that sometimes I never like take care of the emotions that I just push away, just because I just pull up the mask so many times. I'm so used to it to just go up and act and like, not act, but you know, you still need to perform in some whatever way.
But I mean, you've had a long history of learning that, right? Because I mean, I've coached people as well, and we always had a saying like, put on the hat,
exactly,
right? The trainer hat,
yeah,
because people are there for you.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
It's the peak of their day.
Yeah,
it's 5 p.m.
Yeah,
it really doesn't matter how you feel,
right?
You still have to perform.
Yeah,
that's the one scenario from your group fitness, and then into bikini.
Yeah.
Which is also the same thing, right? Like you're on stage, you're depleted, you have to perform. Yeah. So that those traits is something that you've learned all the way along the way.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah, and also when it comes to like the team, also, then suddenly you also realize that the team depend on you in some way. You,
like, for direction.
For direction, for calmness, to like feel like we have everything together, you know, everything. And if I feel like a mess, I can't like walk in there to the office and be a mess, because then they will feel like what is going on here, where we're going, and then they will like be more stressed, or you know, for no reason, just because something happened for me at home, for example. So yeah, it's a lot of like hats or like faces that you need to put on.
And which is a very different scenario from having those couple of clients online,
just doing it by myself,
doing it by yourself, right? I mean, becoming a real entrepreneur, you can say, right? Leading a team, leading an organization, and so on. Is that where you had imagined that it would get to?
I mean, if we're talking about goals.
Yeah.
No, of course. Like in the beginning when I started, I didn't realize it's going to be like this big. But once I just jumped in here, of course, my eyes just looked at, okay, who's the biggest one here? What is he doing? How can I become that one? You know, for sure. Just so I knew what I'm aiming for in some way, like had direction for myself.
I see the pattern from before, right?
Yeah.
Group fitness. Who's the best trainer here? Right? Okay, too small city. Like when I moved.
But it's and it's not always like about becoming the best. It's just a direction of like, where can I go and how far can I get if I just commit to like reaching for it. So it doesn't always have to be like me being on top, but it's me like going for a direction just to know for myself that I did everything that I could to grow and evolve as a person and as with a business or whatever.
No, I don't see it at all as a negative thing. I think it can be hard to set. It seems important to you to be able to set a realistic goal, or like what is the goal that actually makes sense? Because you want to be able to apply yourself, right?
Yeah.
And actually put in effort.
Yeah.
And if you set the bar too low,
no.
Then no. Even just the thought of that is like so knowing where to place the goal is what's important for you, right? And say, okay, let me strive for something that's challenging, but at a high level, and that makes sense.
Of course, yeah. I think I'd rather be more challenged than comfortable, honestly.
Yeah.
Like being like comfortable and stagnant in a way. It's a feeling that I don't really like. Because then I don't feel alive in some reason.
Is that what you see as like the biggest risk? Is that what you not necessarily use the word scared, but is that what you steer away from? Why do you steer away from comfort so much?
Because due to all the things that I've done so far, I realized that outside of my comfort zone is where most of the magic happens, and I realized that I have outgrew myself, and I reached some of the goals I didn't like know were possible just because I took the leap. But also, I think it is a mindset. Honestly, like I have this quote from Tony Robbins. He's that like has been with me for such a long time, and it's like, why live a life average when it can be like, why live an ordinary life when you can live an extraordinary life?
Right.
And it's like, it's always up to you to decide whether or not you want to stay where you are and being comfortable, and that's okay. But for me, I'm like curious. I want to know, like, what else can I do? Can it get better? Can I like have all these other amazing like feelings or like people around me, or what else? What else will happen with the business? What other opportunities will show up when
what could happen if you took the leap?
Exactly.
Do you see is there parallels to that with clients as well?
Yeah, for sure.
How so?
Yeah, no, I mean, like, that's, like, for me, the weight loss for clients, I don't really care about it. Of course, it's important for some of them, and they do, like, these amazing journeys. But for me, it always has been, like, seeing how they, like, on the journey, just growing and evolving as persons. And, you know, it's something that shifts in their mindset once they have started and getting a goal, reached that goal, and then they realize, like, I have so much more inside of me, you know? Now I reached that one. Now I can do this. And then suddenly you see, like, these women, you know, quitting their jobs, going on solo trips. They're, like, divorce. They're doing so many things. Then suddenly, just because they now believe so much more in themselves, because they've seen, I've done it once, I can do it twice, you know, and what else can I do? So it's like, yeah, it's definitely something that I love watching and seeing and hearing about the clients that we have, that they now, like, become more their fullest potential.
Right.
Yeah, they have so much inside on them, and when that, like, wakes up inside of them, it's like, it's beautiful.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Why be ordinary when you can be extraordinary?
Yeah.
No, that makes a lot of sense. I'd like to ask you about, because we've spoken a couple of times about balance in different scenarios. Balance is such a big, broad term, and it looks different, for, you know, in different scenarios. But I'm curious about balancing this, or just navigating this drive for ambitious goals, working hard to getting them, right? And running a business and all of, you know, everything that takes.
Yeah.
Right? How do you navigate that with the ambition level and what it takes to strive for growth?
It's a challenge for sure. And when I was competing, I had a quote, like, in my phone, that said like fuck balance because I didn't believe it at all. I was like, how can I be comfortable in my own body and still enjoy good food? I was like, it can't be that easy. Like that was the mindset that I had at that time. But then once I quit as a pro, I now had a new project inside, like in front of me that I need to figure this out, and like finding the way to actually create balance for myself. So that was one of the shifts. But then when it comes to like the business and all of the other stuff that happened and like reaching the goals, and now we have a team and so on, I realized that I have a hard time to prioritize myself sometimes. It's so much easier to just pick up all the other stuff to make sure that we do whatever it takes, or whatever we need to do, or whatever I can do to help the team to feel good, so I forget about myself. So I actually had a very hard time this fall, where I just one day woke up and I couldn't move out of bed, and I like the weeks before I realized like my memory, like the short-term memory, it was gone. I couldn't like record anything. I couldn't remember a whole sentence even. I was like, hi, I'm Mandy. I work with MandyFit and we help. Gone. I couldn't even like tell what I was doing for an everyday life.
So clear stress symptoms, you could say.
It was.
When
So
short-term memory goes and so on.
Yeah, so I went to a doctor because, I was like, I do everything. I know all this stuff. I talk about stress, about sleep and everything every day. And I do all this stuff. I work out. I sleep. I take care of my sleep as much as I can. But I wake up in the middle of the night. But, I had some sleep issues. I try to recover as much as I can. I meditate. I do all this. I have the night routine. I did all of the things on the checklist, but it wasn't enough. So I was like, I need to go to the doctor, but it doesn't make sense. It must be something else. I did like blood work. And she's like, they're perfect. You're stressed out. So she wanted to sign me off work due to burnout. And then I got diagnosed with depression as well, due to chronic like stress for such a long time.
And your mindset was, I have to work through this somehow. I have this checklist. I need to do more.
Exactly. And I wasn't present, I was meditating, but it was just to check off the list, basically. When I was recovering, I was not recovering. I was recovering maybe from workout, but I was then planning for like what else I should do like the other day. So I realized that the amount of like stress, and it doesn't have to be just business. This was also like so many other things that was happening behind the scenes that like we talked about social media before, that you don't see all the time, but it was like so many other like personal stuff that was happening. And I have like several businesses as well. I didn't realize that I needed more recovery. I thought that I did enough, but at that point of time, I would have needed so much more even. So eventually your body will tell you instead, like, hey, it's time to.
Sometimes your circumstances need to pull the brakes for you to learn. And it's an interesting one. It's a bit of a contradiction, right? Spending a lot of time, because you work with a lot of women who potentially also under high pressure environments, and it's clear for you to see from the outside, hey, you're kind of stressed. You need to like pull the plug a bit or chill, but not seeing it for yourself.
Of course, yeah. But I felt it very awkward also, like when I was recording some of the ads, and I was like, are you feeling stressed these days? Like, do you sleep enough? And I was like, I had 3 hours of sleep today, and I feel like I have so many other things to do, but here I am. So it was just for me, just putting on the cap or the mask just to go up there and do it. But I felt like I'm not in tune with myself right now, and I didn't feel like myself because I didn't have the energy, but I was still like needing to do it, of course. So it was a big realization for me at that time.
What does starting to learn how to listen look like then? Because this is a process, right? And you mentioned this fall, and then it's April now, right? So this is, I'm sure you're still kind of in that phase, right? And still working your way out of it. So what have you learned in that? Or what does it look like?
so much. In the beginning, I just I was like, okay, now this is a project.
Yeah.
Now we're
Okay.
gonna do the best
New goal.
to recover the best fastest way to do this. And I was like, it's not gonna work, Mandy. It's not gonna work. So I just quit that already. No, but what I realized was, as a business owner, also I think it's important that you need to realize that sometimes you have to be the manager of the teams, but you not only the team but for the business. So you manage all of the things, but then you might end up with like managing everything, where you actually can like delegate things and do other stuff that you're good at, but also be the creator of the business instead. Okay, so I'm supposed to be the creator. How can we like find new things to do to grow the business, to have the creative side? Because that's mainly the passion that I have, like the creative side of like finding new things to do within the business. But when I was like managing all of the stuff, I was doing things that I didn't like feel like fully fulfilled with.
Right.
The passion wasn't there. And also with the other stress around me, I realized that I also need to, of course, delegate, but also just accept that I don't need to check off all of the things on my list every day.
Right.
Like it's okay if I just leave some of the things there. Some of them are not even important. I can do them next week, or just have someone else do them for me. Have shorter hours at work. Also was a really hard one too, to just have almost like a striped like calendar. So if you had a meeting, you have like, of course, like a big break before, like right after.
You don't have
so it's like
back-to-back
stripes,
days.
you know. Yeah, so I don't have like back to back, because that was also something that I ended up with very often, like pushing through, like have so much to do back to back all of the time. So I didn't even like have time for recovery. But also, you know, finding time to do the things when I'm off work, to do things that actually give me energy and like passion, and you know, going out and like meeting friends, going to a coffee shop and just sitting down with myself, or just reading a book, or going out in nature with my dogs, like doing stuff that I really enjoy, to pick that back again. Because I realized that in the fall, when it was so much things around me, those were the things that I took away.
Right. They get deprioritized.
Yeah.
They're the easiest things to
They're
deprioritize.
so easy,
right?
but they're also the most important for you, because that's you.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And everything else gets pushed up to the urgent and important box that has to be done.
Yeah.
But I think there's multiple interesting points there, but one also for other health entrepreneurs, I think, is that, you know, when there's so much to do and so much you can be in control of, like finding the things that actually motivate you. And for you, that's been creating, right? All the way back from the sticks with the stones. Put on then, which someone else could sell. That's creating something and seeing something come out of that.
Yeah.
I think that's a key lesson,
for sure.
which is very
creating and also doing more speeches.
Yeah,
for sure. I realized is giving me so much energy, and I have like the immediate like impact on people, and I can see the reflections immediately. Has also been something that's so amazing to do.
So lastly, Mandy, before we have a little session on our walk pads here, I'm curious about, with your constant desire to set new goals and work towards achieving them, but together with what we just spoke about, the things that you have to learn, where do you see MandyFit being in the next couple of years? Like, what are you going for, and who do you have to be to get there?
I definitely need to be a creator for the business, and not like a manager that does all the things for myself. There's a lot of different options here. Like, that's the funny thing with online coaching, I'd say. You can actually choose however you want to have it. Like, if you want to do it part-time and like group fitness on the other side, or if you want to have it just by yourself, or creating your team, having offices or not. We have an office in Gothenburg with a team of 8 people now. And one of the goals could be me opening an office in Stockholm and have also one there. That could be something for sure. And then have one in Malmö, maybe. Yeah, we'll know. We'll know. So that's one thing that I've been thinking of. But other than that, we have before we've had like 2 bigger clients events that we've done in collaboration with the big nightclub in Gothenburg. So we invited like 200 women to come and join us for a full day of like group fitness classes.
Yeah.
And me and the team were doing like speeches as well about like health and nutrition. And we had like vendors there to just selling their products and do whatever. Like also people that I embrace and want to work together with and show them that I trust in, and but also to create that community feeling and actually like meet the people in real life. That's magical. Yeah. And also like hearing how the clients from one city meet another client from another city, and now they've become friends because they met at the event.
Right.
So that's something that I really want to build more of, like creating like these bigger events and do more speeches for sure.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amanda, I look really much forward to following
Thank you.
with the goals that you set and the work that you do towards
Yes.
achieving them, and hopefully also taking care of yourself along that journey as well. Thank you very much for sharing.
Thank you so much.
Ja visst!
Ja visst!
Amanda. All right. Yeah, Amanda.
Yeah.
Welcome to the walk pads.
Thank you.
Thank you. Getting a couple of steps in. And what we're going to do here is I want you to say overrated or underrated for a couple of different things related to people's health, happiness, and longevity.
Oh,
all right?
Yeah.
Cool. So let's start with ice baths.
I'll say underrated.
Underrated?
Yeah.
Why?
No, I mean you can have mood boosters on other stuff for sure. Like walking, for example, it's easier. It's more convenient. Yeah. But
right.
Yeah.
And the next one, walks in nature.
Oh, that's underrated.
Underrated by most people.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, for sure. That's like all the benefits for just walking, and especially also in nature, have so many side effects. Like that helps you within health and longevity and so on. So I love that.
And going a step back to your history as well, bulks and cuts.
No, it's overrated.
All right, tell me why.
No, but I think like especially when it comes to health, there's so many other stuff. You don't need to be like strict with your diet and your workouts to have a healthy and happy lifestyle. And you will, like, if you go for cuts and bulks, especially like cuts, you will break down your body eventually.
Right.
So yeah.
Right. Okay, let's mix this up a little bit. And again, based on your history as competitive in bikini fitness, tell me one meal from that time that you're absolutely done with.
It's cod.
Cod?
For sure. Yeah. I mean, I eat it when I'm at restaurants, but I can never do it myself again.
Okay.
Yeah, it was awful.
So cod is off the memory. I'll remember that.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me about one person, potentially also outside of health and fitness, that has inspired you as a coach.
Whoa. That was a good one.
Didn't think we'd go that deep on the walk pads.
No, we're heading that way. I mean, there's a lot of people that inspire me a lot. One person that I have followed for a very long time, and that actually made me also develop the mindset even more, is Tony Robbins.
Right.
Yeah. I was at his event this fall as well. And I never felt that alive ever after that one. So yeah.
Amazing. All right. Last question on a different note. What is the worst health trend or fitness advice that you've ever followed that you've stopped doing now?
that I followed.
Yeah, or that you used to do.
I've done several kinds of diets. I've tried most of them, honestly. And I remember one of the time I actually had a detox where I was supposed to drink one shake and one shake only for like a week, and it was gross. It was like it looked like mud and it tasted like mud. I don't even know what is in there, honestly. But that was awful.
Okay.
Then I rather eat cod.
That's a good one.
Honestly, yeah.
Prefer the cod to that. All right, cool. Thanks. Let's leave it at that. Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you.